Perfect. Okay, Ken, the floor is yours.
All right. Hey, welcome, everybody. So great to see a lot of familiar faces and some new faces. And if this is your first time on our call, we want to say welcome to the family. And we were in your shoes at one time, trying to get our arms and mind around all that this opportunity is about. And I remember 19 months ago, my wife and I first came in, we didn't have what we were going to get tonight. And so I'm thinking, how the heck did we ever make it through? And so because this is going to make it so much easier for you. So we're so excited for you, and because it's going to help you get out of the blocks and quickly and kind of help grease the wheels so you can be successful. And tonight, I believe it's going to be, what is it, 45-minute call? Is that correct? Right? Yep. So, and what will happen is I'll quickly hand over this meeting to Greg and Amanda Warmbier, and then probably hand off to Josh, and who will then walk us through the onboarding process. Greg and Amanda are going to help us celebrate those who have hit some ranks in this company, and so we just want to honor them. And then we've got our good friend and birthday boy tomorrow, Chuck Williams. He'll be wrapping up the call at the end. But in this context, you'll get a good flavor for our team. Hopefully you'll feel just inspired and welcomed and loved and extremely hopeful and equipped. So we appreciate you. And look forward to hopefully getting to meet you in person, particularly at the Believe convention that's coming up mid-July. And that is just going to be an absolute game changer. And you're going to find out tonight that besides going manager, the most important thing you want to do is get to that Believe convention. But without any further ado, I'm going to turn this meeting now back over to Greg and Amanda Warmbier, your presidential directors. And so I'm excited for them, soon to be senior presidential directors. And so we're super excited. And I have to say, God's favor, I just want to say this, is on our team. And so that means his favor is on you. And we pray for you every day, my wife and I do. And I love the Lord because he answers our prayers and he has big things in store for you. And we're excited to be partnered with you. And this night is really designed really for you. And so pull in and get pen and paper ready. And so it's going to be a blessing. All righty, Greg and Amanda, go ahead.
Awesome. So once again, we're Greg and Amanda Warmbier. We actually live outside of Sarasota, Florida. I was just with Ken, like Lily, a couple hours ago at a networking meeting. He drove way north of here and got there just in time. So I appreciate Ken doing this. So he's a senior presidential director, highest rank in the company. His business is exploding. And we have a team that is growing by leaps and bounds. And we really want to help people obviously get to the next level. And so we have this onboarding meeting specifically for a couple different reasons. It's a team training for us to get together. But the other part is we want to recognize people. We want to celebrate people, like Ken was saying, but we also want to be able to have some training so people know what to do next over the next several weeks, where the resources are and things like that. So the one thing we always like to share is obviously as far as what we're going to be talking about tonight. So if you get your phones out and basically you scan that little blue QR code there, you'll be able to pull up actually the basically the onboarding checklist that we're going to be going over tonight. So I highly recommend grabbing that information so you can get that and have it in front of you, on your phone or other device. Take a look at that. Josh is going to go over that tonight, but you definitely want to grab it ahead of time so you can kind of follow along as he's kind of checking off each of the different things that we're going to be talking about. And I'm going to have my wife talk a little bit more about what is a manager, what is a director, so we can explain that and then celebrate a couple new people.
So good evening, everyone. So the first thing we do is, obviously, once you get started, we help you go manager. And pretty much we're finding out that a lot of people are doing this very quickly. Some people are doing it in 2 hours. Some people are doing it in 2 days. Some people are doing it in 5 days. But really, if you're the person who says, I want to tell this or share it with a few friends, we can help you hit that first rank. And once you've done that, that really is the building block, because you've got the business now and you can help other people go manager. And that's what gets you ranking all the way through to senior presidential director. Now, manager is 4 people. You get started and we're going to ask you, well, do you know 4 people? Who do you want to go on vacation with? Who do you want to have a party with? And you give us some names and we will help you get those people started. And so having 4 people, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, silver or above, and that is a package. Silver is a package It's called silver. It has 3 months in. Then we have gold. So it's got to be silver or above. And those 4 people need to stay active on auto ship. That means their monthly supply comes in. Once you have that and you yourself are gold package, you purchase the gold package or above, you are, and you're active, you are a manager. Then the next thing is to go director. We've just come off a weekend in Destin, destination director. Anybody who ranked director and above was able to attend the weekend. It was amazing. And so what is director? Director is 2 managers. Now you help 2 people of those 4, or maybe you've got 6 or 8, you help 2 of those people now get manager done. And you add 1 other silver or above on each leg. So you've got 6 of your own personals, and everybody staying active and on ordership, you are now director. And the reason why you want to rank up is because you're able then to make more money. Who doesn't want to do that? I think we're all on this call this evening to find out what's in it for me.
Yes.
And how can I benefit financially?
And on the manager level, so if you're not a manager, the most you can make on the binary is $100 a week. As a manager, you make up to $1,500. As a director, you basically can make up to $2,500. And it grows all the way up to $25,000 a week on just the binary there, which is pretty amazing. So we have a couple new managers that we want to recognize. I'm going to put them up on here. We got once again, Ryder and also Malcolm. So I'm going to have actually Ken introduce and talk a little about Ryder, and then I'll have actually Chuck talk a little bit about Malcolm. So Ken, if you want to mute yourself and talk about Ryder, that would be great.
Yeah, Ryder's awesome. He owns a infrared light and studio, and he's well versed on more than I could ever be when it comes to light therapy. And when he told me he did the research on this patch, he was like, "Oh, you know, the light we help stimulate, and they've seen miracles with their beds. They said this patch is going to be able to help continue their healing." And so he got super excited. So jumped on board, and within short order of time, went manager in 5 days, and he's on his way. He's did a team training with his team last night, running through this is the team kind of doing this with this team. Like he's just kind of raising the head, wants to get a director. So super excited for Ryder, and he's got a real heart for veterans. And so I can't wait for you all get to know him better, because you're going to realize he'll hit SPD, and he's going to change a lot of lives. And so I'm super excited and very honored, and him as a veteran as well, to be part of this. So congratulations to Ryder.
Awesome. And then Chuck, if you want to introduce Malcolm, I don't know how many minutes he got it done in, but it's pretty quick. So please introduce Malcolm. That would be great.
Yeah, I'd love to welcome my friend, Dr. Malcolm Alexander, to the team. I've known Malcolm for a couple decades now. I've earned millions in this industry. I've been the #1 incomer of 3 different companies, but I pale in comparison to what he's done in this industry. He's earned millions in a single year before, and we're super, super excited to have him join the team. He literally joined Saturday night. I helped him enroll a couple of people, and then I went to bed, and he finished up manager in his first 2 hours in the company.
Woo!
So Malcolm, if you want to just say a few words about what you're excited about. You've set the record for this entire team, so welcome the team, and we'd love to have you on board. Malcolm, you're on mute.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Wait a minute. All
Now we
right,
got you.
all right. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate that. Great to see you there, Josh, and everything, and meet your wife. And I'm just excited to be here. You know, I'm humbled by the fact that I'm a little bit pissed off. You know, Chuck. You know, we was talking on the phone, and I was asking about some things we were doing. We do some other things together, and he said he skimmed by this stem cell research thing. And I said, wait a minute, go back. What'd you say? And I had looked into that when I had rotary cuff surgery for the second time on my shoulder. And so, but when I tried to find it, I couldn't find it. And so I was excited. And so he broke it down, told me what was going on about it, told me a little about the company, did a little research. I got a chance to talk to Steve and Josh and Greg, and then just excited. And so, shared it with a few folks who I knew that would probably want to try the product like I was going to do. And they said, well, I want to run. I want to make some money too. And so I said, okay, well, let's do this thing again. Come out of retirement, do a little bit of something. So here we are. I'm glad to be here, and I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Congratulations.
Welcome to the team. We had a great Zoom meeting that we did. And once again, very excited to be partnered with you. And again, there's a lot of lives that are going to be changed. And so the one thing we talk about changed lives, and it's a pretty amazing that we came off of a trip a couple of weeks ago. This is, again, just a small portion of the team of the people that hit director. There's quite a few people that actually hit director that couldn't be there as well. People that are out of the country, and also some people that just couldn't make it there. But that was an amazing trip. And it's so exciting because, again, you get these friendships, get the relationships. And again, all of us, every single person there and everybody who's on here can go senior presidential director, and we're going to be doing that because, again, Ken's even said, he said, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And we believe it and we know it, how it's growing, and God is blessing us, our organization, abundantly. But it's pretty awesome. So the other part to here is that we want to basically make sure you understand about a trip that's coming up. And again, I'm just going to highlight this very, very briefly, but you can scan this right here and it has a whole thing rewards, but there's a trip to the Dominican Republic in Punta Cana that's up for grabs in the next 16 weeks. We got 16 weeks left to basically qualify. This is actually going to be at the Hard Rock Hotel Casino. It's actually our North American and regional fall incentive trip. The dates for the trip is basically the 6th to the 10th, and the qualification period has already started, April 29th through September 1st, but anybody can qualify. And that's the part. So the best way to go there, to get there, is actually to go senior director, but also you can earn by different points. But this property is stunning. It's huge. Lily, I think like 1,700, 1,800 rooms, a phenomenal place. If you love tropical paradises and love to spend time, with your friends, your family, other people that can help be there. We just came off a trip from Cancun that was amazing, paid for by the company. Again, each room, I think every single room's got a jacuzzi in it, which is pretty cool. But there's a tracker that you want to start tracking this. And Josh is going to talk more about this in a few minutes. Talk about, once again, we're going to keep track of this on a weekly basis, tracking everybody's success to keep people focused, because the reason people fail is broken focus. So if you stay focused on this, we're going to all be on the beach. Like here's Josh and Paula, here's me and Mena, and just a bunch of the other awesome leaders here. In fact, like 30 or 40 other leaders weren't even there because they were still on a excursion. But again, this tracker was put together by one of the people on Ken's team, Andy and Mandy, and it's been pretty amazing. So now I'm going to hand the meeting off to Josh so he can kind of go more over the onboarding, get people started right. So Josh, the floor is yours.
All right, thanks, Greg. And do I have the computer?
I just realized I didn't make you a co-host. Give me a second. Apologize.
All right, you're good. And while he's doing that, you guys may have seen that first picture that included us all in a meeting in Navarre Beach. There's clearly something wrong with Greg's computer, because I don't wear schmedium shirts, and it looked like I was wearing a schmedium in there. So that there's something wrong with this computer. So we need to.
That is funny.
That wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen. All right, let me share my screen here. So what we're gonna do here, for those of you guys that have not yet been on here yet, we are gonna walk you through verbatim what we want everybody that starts with the organization to do, and look at it from this lens. This is not just for you, but this is also for the people that you onboard, equally, if not more important, right? It's been said many times that you can build a great organization, but if they don't have some structure and tools in place, they don't know where to go afterwards, right? And they flounder and they try to figure things out. So we want to start everybody off strong. So when you come in, as we're doing today, and or you bring somebody onto the organization, then get them to this Tuesday Zoom. We're going to do it every week and walk them through it to make sure they get it. So here, the first thing I wanted to show you is an email, that we'll get back to this one here, that you can copy and paste and send this to your new person, your new prospect that just got into the business. It's very simple. It lets them know, save this email folder for easy future reference. And then two things. One, getting started, go to this link, and that's what we're going to go over, is this link, and then your back office, right? So after you sign them up, here's your ID number and your password, and here's how to get into the back office. Nothing else. I mean, feel free, again, it's your business. If there's anything else you want to add, go for it. But this one here takes you to what we're going to look at here. And so that is this document there. And, even Neil, I want to, comment on Neil. He brought in a new person yesterday, use that same thing. Now they're on the call. So absolutely how we want to do this. So what we're going to look at, is there a way to hide this thing? I think so. Let me move this up here. Okay, so what we're going to look at is when you first go to this screen, it's going to give you new to LifeWave with the patch. So this is I'm not going to read it all to everybody, but this talks about the patch. Even if you've seen this before, you've looked at some of the This Is It info site, or you've talked to the person that brought you in, we talk about how to wear the patch, but there's so much information sometimes we forget, right? So this talks about how often to wear the patch, make sure you drink a lot of water, be patient, right? Some people see it in 3 days, 3 weeks, and 3 months. So it talks a little bit about that. When you go to this next section, it talks about your back office. And this link right here, I got hyperlinks for everybody in this whole section, how to manage your back office. So you can go right to that. Now, this part here is to become and stay informed. I've talked to a number of people that have said, hey, I went to Google and I looked at this. I went to YouTube and I looked up a bunch of videos here. This right here is all you ever need for this company at all, right? It's everything you need to understand the business, the product, helping your team. Everything is right there. The meetings, everything. So as we look at this, learn about X39 and share the link with people you talk to. That's thisisitinfo.com. And most of you, I'm sure, have been on there. We're going to visit it briefly today. How to build the business, right? Go through all the info. This is what we're going to look at today also on thisisitteam.com. This Is It info is put together for the product. This Is It team is about the business. Don't recreate the wheel, right? This is it Facebook team group. That's a link right to it. I would suggest if you're somebody who's not on Facebook, it's still such a great tool because you can ask a question on this Facebook group, and within the day, you're going to get multiple answers around the country, if not around the world, to answer these questions. Plus, there's so many great things on recognition there as well. Then we've got the YouTube channel. So some people, as we look at the different trainings that we can do, maybe you're not available on a Saturday afternoon for these incredible trainings. The great thing is every training that we do, that the company does, that our team does, goes to the YouTube channel within about 10 to 15 minutes after you, so you can see it afterwards. Then attend a new LifeWave Zoom on Tuesday. That's today. That's the link right there, so we all know where it is. And then lastly is share this link in this document with your new people. That's it. So you sign somebody up, take them right there. The next tab, and again, up top, and share this with your team. I would almost advise when you sign somebody up, say, I'm going to send you this link, go to it. Say it talks about the additional tabs. Who cares if they see it more than once? This is great info. So the next tab is a health tracker. So I don't know about you, but when I got involved, I was looking for knee pain to go away. I wasn't thinking about the fact that I've been in a chiropractor 2-3 times a week and didn't know I was looking for pain in the back to go away. I wasn't thinking of the fact that I had ocular migraines off and on for 3 or 4 years, and I haven't had one in 13 months, right? I wasn't thinking about different things I've had with my dental stuff. But if you print this tracker off and you say, okay, here's where I was in every one of these scenarios, mobility, muscle strength, tone, stamina, rate yourself 1 to 10, print that off. You and your spouse, print it both off, and then start tracking it in the first 24 hours, 7 days, all the way up to 3 months. This is not a 30-day see if it works type of situation. Everybody's got to give this a minimum of 9 months. And David Schmidt talks about, he recommends 1 month for every 1 month for every decade that you are alive. So if when people say, hey, I'll give it a month, tell them give it 3. The next slide here is a tracker. I use this more as an example. There's a lot of people on our St. Louis team, but there's also people around the country on different teams. But this is something that you guys can either plug into or do yourself. I'm not going to go through all of this, but I wanted to give you an example. So on Sunday, for example, every Sunday at 6 p.m., I do a Zoom, right? And there's the link right there. So every Sunday, if you want people to watch it, go to that. On Mondays, This Is It team does their own Zoom, right? With usually a senior presidential director that does it. There was a great one on Wednesday that Steve and Gina did. On Tuesdays, this is our new to LifeWave and recognition Zoom. There's the link. Wednesdays, the This Is It team does it again. For the St. Louis crew, we do an in-person meeting, usually Thursdays and or Wednesdays, and then there's the address right over here for it. And then Saturdays is the training, and it's so good to be on these trainings. And I would encourage everybody, if you're in the business, which everybody is here, and you've seen the presentation once, twice, 3 times, the more you watch these presentations, the better you become at that showing this presentation. You always pick up 1, 2, 3 different things on this, and you'll see that more and more you do this, the more and more they are making it basic and duplicatable. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the onboarding checklist. And this is kind of when we're going to go a little bit into detail with this. So Greg shared with you a little bit ago on printing this off. So hopefully you had an opportunity to do that and or have it in your phone. So as you and or your team look at this onboarding checklist, we're literally just going to go write down the thing here. So briefly discuss how we use the product website. Again, the product website is thisisitinfo.com. So we go to thisisitinfo.com, right? So what we always do is, this is probably the most all-encompassing website I've seen on the technology ever, right? So what we tell people is, at a minimum, watch the first 3 videos, right? We want to direct people to let them know what to do. We don't want to give them this entire site because you could spend 3 days on this, right? But give them the first 3 videos. You've got the first one on phototherapy, that's 3 minutes. The second one is David Schmidt talking about how does it work. And the third one is a great video from Dr. Leland Stillman, really having a Q&A about LifeWave and how X39 works, which is outstanding. The other thing I love taking people to is this testimonial page. And if you haven't done that, when we're done with you, you've got to go check the testimonial page out. I mean, you pick a problem, right? Pick a problem and click onto this thing, and you'll see 1 to 5 or 6 different videos of people around the country talking about different ailments that they have and what they have. So you're talking to somebody that has that has neuropathy. Click on this, send them the link on neuropathy, right? So all kinds of great things you can do with that. But utilize that for your team. Okay, the next one is onboarding. So this is on the on the onboarding. So watch the first video. So we go to thisisitteam.com, right? So again, there's thisisitInfo is the information about the product. Thisisitteam.com is all about the business, right? So what we always want to remember is we are not here to recreate the wheel. We are, and I'm sure you guys have heard this, we are in the fastest growing company on the planet in this industry, right? Stephen Gina Merritt has created a team called This Is It, and they are the fastest growing team and the biggest team in the fastest growing company in the world. So for me personally, I'm not recreating the wheel on this thing, right? I'm going exactly to what has worked, what makes sense. So I would suggest doing the same thing. So on that, it says, go to the onboarding link. You can go through everything and watch the first video, right? This is the onboarding video. It's 6 minutes. It really explains each one of these bullets. So if I have one of my team members call me up and say, Josh, how do I enroll a new person? Right there, enroll a new brand partner. How do I track my order? It's right here, right? So everything is right there for your new people. So, and then go back to home, scroll through the pro strategy. So what is the pro strategy? So if you go back to home and scroll down here, we'll go back to that other thing in here in a minute. But the pro strategy is really how we share LifeWave with other people, right? So it's a little bit down here, please hold. So there's pro strategy, and it's about patch, revisit, and opportunity. So watch these 3 different videos and kind of a sample here by Sandy. But this is, watch this video first by Steve Merritt. Really talks about the pro strategy. Very, very basic, right? There's not a lot of not a lot of craziness to this thing, but as you follow that and you do it all the time, that's what's duplicatable. The next one on here is Going Manager. So Greg and Mena shared, what does it look like to go manager? How simple is it, right? We talk about try to go manager in a week. Well, Malcolm just hit it in 14 minutes. So we can hit manager if you're up to it here. So Going Manager, again, go back to This Is It Team. Go back to the top here. So how do we go manager? Let's click on that button. And then these 4 videos show you exactly how to go manager, right? So Steve Merritt and Sarah Robinson talk about what it means to go manager, how to do that. And then also, very importantly, if not more importantly, they talk about how to make managers, right, in 90 days. So it's great for you to hit manager, but now we have to duplicate that process. And how do we help others become managers. So we want to make sure that we are manager making machines out there, and that will build some very good stability out there. The next one here is the 10-step system. So again, watch the opening video. So if you go to 10-step video or 10-step system, watch this one here, and then again, go through all these. Look at these. Determine your why. So important, right? Build a list, contact and invite, revisit, follow up. This video shares all this, but there's so much great information on that. Next one is Zoom events. So we shared a little bit about what those look like, but you're like, where do I find these Zoom events? I'll tell you. So go to X39 Zoom events, right? So how easy is this, right? So this tells you what the schedule is. Again, this isn't me. This isn't Greg and Mena or Ken. This is it team on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern and 7 Central. An SPD of some sort is going to do this for you. How do you find it? Click on Monday, right? And if it's Monday, go to it. And if it's live, you click here to join the Zoom, right? And if you want to invite some of your people to it, go here, copy this link, send it to them and say, hey, jump on this Zoom with me. I'm going to show you this. We're going to watch this video together. We're going to watch this live video together. So you're not even doing the presentation, right? And then Believe This Is It conference. So let's run over to that thing here. So when we talked about the YouTube, where's I don't think that conference is on there. It's hiding over here.
Go to home.
Oh, it's okay. Let's go back to this one. All right. So this, you can see when you first go to the home page, this is the Believe convention, right? So we're 65 days, 22 hours, 31 minutes, and 17 seconds away. So as a personal story, Greg and Mena talked about the fact that we had an opportunity to go down to Cancun on an all-expense paid trip, which was outstanding. One of the best trips I've ever had. But one of the things that I decided to do is talk to some of the people there that are SPDs, not in a group, but individually, and say, you've made millions in this industry or in this company. What are some takeaways that you could give me to give to our team that here, so I could build a list of, hey, I've got the best top 10 things here to do. Number one from everybody is go to the conventions. And we have one in-person convention per year. And they said, when you go to these conventions, it will fire you up and you will have all the tools necessary to go forward. It blew my business up, right? I had 4 people in the business, 4 or 5 people in, and now we have 900, right? And I was excited to have Annette, who's on the call, at that convention. She went director, but they said equally important. It's not just you attending, but bring your people. If you're somebody on your team says, I want to build this business, then your question is, have you signed up for the Believe conference yet? And get them there. I tell you, when I started this, I was excited about the Believe conference last year, and I had 1 person there, and that was exciting for me. This year so far, we have 25 people signed up, right? So I'm telling you, get to that. If you're not in it yet, go on here, click buy the tickets now. You can get it with the hotel or without. But if you've not done this and you're wanting to make some money and build this, get to this and then get your team on there as well. And then the last one here is downloads. So on downloads, it says print 40 sign-up sheets, the Punta Cana tracker, and the opportunity slides and the revisit. So I'm going to show you where that is. Again, everything is back on the same site. So as we go to the little hamburger over here, you can see there's book of the month, all kinds of good stuff. But under downloads, so on this here, you can download this. I would suggest printing these things off, right? Have 40 with you all the time, because when you got somebody in front of you and they say, hey, I'm interested, I want to get signed up. If you have this and you give that to them in a pen and they want to go gold, let's sign them up, right? If they haven't seen the compensation plan yet, they haven't seen the video, but they want to get going, we can show them the opportunity slides. We can show them all that. Let's get them signed up, get them put in the system, because the old is the new, right? So we want to make sure that we're doing that. You also want to make sure that we print off, this is the revisit and follow-up. So if we are just randomly calling people from our phone and not tracking that in some way, right, we're doing ourselves a disservice, right? So we want to make sure we're printing this off or whatever you use to track that and do it that way. And then this one here is the Believe conference. And then this is the other one that Greg and Mena were talking about for Punta Cana. So this one here is we're about a week and a half into this event now, right? And we have almost 15 and a half weeks left of it. So this is so simple, and take it from us that we went to Cancun last time. That wasn't super easy to get to, but we got it, right? This is super easy to get to, right? So, I mean, we have people on our team that are already buying plane tickets, for goodness sakes, right? So, so we are going, and I know everybody I can see on this screen is going, so print that off, start tracking that, because it is absolutely awesome what you can accomplish with that. And let's see, and then I think, and then download the opportunity slides. That's the other one here. So if you want to start doing this presentation yourself, you can go right here and download the opportunity slides right to your computer, your iPad, and read through the slides, or you can take them to these recorded things and do it that way. But that is it. So again, keep it super simple with them. Oh, and then the last thing on this one that I want to show you. So again, going back to this document that we've got the five things here. Look at the last one, says launching your business. Okay, I'm not going to read through this whole thing, but there's two different things on launching your business. The first one, if you hit this key here, it's really again, read through this, but this is talking about the Zooms, how to launch your business, how to go manager. There's even a script on here, how to use a different script, how to sign them up. Do they go gold, diamond, or silver? Here's questions to ask to really help them understand what's best for them and how to sign them up. And then even down here, I won't read through, but Steve Merritt said, hey, I'll give you the keys to the castle. This is exactly what I say to everybody. I'm definitely putting that in there because he's got 140,000 people on his team so far. So that's that part. And then the last one here is email to your brand partners. And this is the first thing I showed you. So click on this one, and then you can select all this, copy, paste, and they are right back to where we just started. So that is all I have. So Greg, back to you.
Absolutely phenomenal. Love it. And I'll actually share my screen again real quick. But so these tools were all put together by obviously This Is It team. Josh is taking a lot of time with his basically putting a lot of these other parts together to make things easy and simple. So hopefully that makes sense. But really what you want to do is as you're going through the checklist, as we were talking about a little bit ago, let me go share my screen real quick and continue. Is that when you go through the actual checklist itself, you're going to want to, as you go through, you say, I'm going to go through the This Is It info site. You're going to check that off. When you start looking, watch the first video, connecting to Team Facebook and YouTube, you're going to check that off. As you scroll down the pro strategy and watch the 4 videos, you check that off. And the people that you're working with are going to do the same thing. It's not something you'll do all in one day, but as you're going along, you're going to want to actually, help people, do that. So the part of that we always want to do is every Tuesday, we're going to go through this. So people who are brand new that you sign up this week, you're going to want to get them on next week. So we have people that are brand new that actually we have to help get registered this past week. They're on the meeting here today because I told them, I said, you want to learn what we do, how we do it. But the other part is we're going to recognize new people because we're going to be breaking managers like crazy. And that's what's going on. And you can see kind of like, I think the 2-hour limit is about as close as you can get to get people registered. So congratulations, Malcolm, on that. It's amazing what's going on with this. So like Josh had mentioned, the Believe Convention, this is a 2-day life-changing event, the 19th and 20th of July. And again, there's videos. It's gonna be in Orlando, actually at the Hilton Buena Vista Palace that we're gonna have it at. And it is phenomenal. I'm telling people it's gonna sell out. So get your tickets now. Don't delay because you will be kicking yourself if you say, "Oh no, I couldn't be there for some reason." And I don't know, Josh, you want to take 1 second talk about this, but there's different tours they're actually going to be going over this. Actually, Steve and Gina are going to be going across the country. They're going to be coming to a city near you. So I don't know, Josh, if you want to just mention this amazing thing that they're going to be doing in St. Louis.
Sure. So we had a meeting off of I-70 maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, and we had about 35 people show up to it. So I took a picture of it and I put it on the This Is It Facebook site. And I said, if you build it, they will come, right? Because I knew Steve and Gina Merritt were traveling the country. And then I said, hashtag Steve and Gina Merritt. So he brought that up to my attention. We were down in Cancun and he said, Josh, I love that. He goes, I seen what you get, the momentum you guys are building in St. Louis. Let's do St. Louis. So they added St. Louis as a stop on their tour. So as you can see there, that's my wife and I. So Monday, June 3rd at 8 p.m. Central Time. There is the address. You can scan that copy, that barcode right there, or that QR code. Please do that because we're trying to get see how many people are registered for it. Does not cost anything to register for it, but please make sure that you are doing that and send that to your team and get them there if they're in St. Louis, because we will build this big.
You're on mute, Greg.
You're on mute.
Greg, you muted. I want to add something real quick.
Sure.
And to Josh's event coming up in St. Louis, how the ways, if you're new on this call, one of the ways you accelerate building your business is you get as many people as you can to that event on June 3rd. And then all the people that sign up out of that, you want to get as many people from that to the Believe convention. And of course, in the meantime, you want to be sponsoring at a feverish rate as fast as you comfortably can, who you are, as many people to each of those events, because the goal is to get as many people to these big events as possible. And I'll just say on a side note, when we went to the Believe convention, I was making about 1,000 a week. And after the Believe convention the last time, that got us to 10,000 a week within a matter of just probably several months. So just to let you know, and this is just inviting and bringing people, there's power. So, but great job, Josh. Great job. And so
Awesome.
for it.
Yeah, so what I was trying to say, go ahead, did you? have
Yeah, I
something?
just wanted to say also, so please do take a look at where Steve and Gina will be going, because you might have a person in that city. I know they're going to be in Puerto Rico, so we sent it out to some of our friends that have a
This
family and
weekend.
friends in Puerto Rico this weekend.
Next week, they're in
so
West Palm Beach and then
You
Orlando.
don't have to go. I mean, they're going to be in West Palm, they're going to be in Sarasota, they're going to be in Orlando.
Yep.
So if you know people in those areas, Oklahoma City, just invite your friends to be there. They will meet Steve and Gina, let them know that you're sending friends there, and they'll be learning, they'll be duplicating. I mean, you're not sitting showing this business to them, but they will be seeing it.
Yep.
Live with Steve and Gina Merritt and the team. So
Yeah, and think globally, also locally, because again, we got a guy in South Africa that signed up 2 people in West Palm Beach. One was 5 minutes where they're doing the event next Wednesday. It's amazing, and she's going to go and bring a bunch of people. So you never know what's going to happen. So to finish this up, we wanted to obviously have Chuck with birthday boy. So first of all, again, we're so excited for all the people here. But again, Chuck, I know we want to have you wrap this up if you could. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to. Basically, what I want to tell you guys is Diane and I started this business on March 12th. And when we started, this team was not what you see today. What Josh has put together with Greg and Mena and Ken is absolutely amazing. And this literally is the dream team. The number one thing I took away from the Destination Director trip that we just won a couple weekends ago was don't be afraid to talk about the income. Because when I got started, we were so excited about the product and what it was doing for ourselves and our friends that we focused only on the product. But there are people making a lot of money in this company. Now, when you're on a recorded Zoom or things like that, you don't want to be talking about exact numbers, but you can talk about exact numbers that people are making when you're talking on the phone or in person. You don't want to shy away from the money. When you know how much a person like Ken Burke is making and you can share that, when you know how much Greg and Mena are making, you can share that, how much you're making. If it's 500, 800, that's a great number. Now, the last thing I want to tell you is I see a lot of brand new people on here, some on our team. Do not be overwhelmed with what you just got fire hose tonight. That was everything. But we want to give you everything so you knew where to find it. What you want to focus on is giving the person who enrolled you and have them help you go manager. It's as simple as reading a short little script, mentioning stem cells, get them to thisisinfo.com, get them on a 3-way call, and you enroll them. It's that simple. So everything Josh told you, that's the entire system. That's everything. Do not get overwhelmed. Reel it back in, get with the person who invites you, and say, what do I need to do to go manager, and will you help me? And they will say yes. If they say no, for whatever reason, ask them who their upline sponsor is, and they will help you. We will help you go manager. And so that's the key that I want to talk tonight. Don't get overwhelmed. First of all, Josh did a 1-hour training in 15 minutes. We love him. That's great. Go back and watch the recording, take a few notes, pause, take a few notes, pause. That's everything you need to know. But you don't need to know all that to go manager. So last thing I'll say is get back to the person who invites you, learn the script, use it, and work together with your upline to go manager ASAP. You don't have to do it in 2 hours like superstar Dr. Malcolm Alexander. Don't compare yourself. We're just showing you what can be done. Plan for a week, though. It should take a week if you're working it. So anyway, that's what I want to close. You are on the dream team. You have found a perfect timing to get involved. You got the Believe conference coming up. You can build towards that. You got the tour of Steve and Gina. You can build towards that. You've got the Punta Cana trip. This year is set up for you and your business. So God bless you, and thank you guys for this incredible training.
Awesome. Fantastic. And so again, we wanted to finish up with one last little thing, and then we're going to open up for basically people if they want to chat questions and answers. So we did go over a lot, but the meeting's done. We want to wrap that up. But would you mind, Chuck, would you mind praying for at the finish of the meeting with a quick prayer? That would be awesome.
Sure. Father God, I thank you for this opportunity that you've given all of us to help people with their health, with their finances, and as we get to know them and we get to share you with them, their spiritual life. This is an incredible opportunity you've given each and every one of us, and I thank you for our team leadership. I thank you for Steve and Gina Merritt. I thank you for David Schmidt, and we just pray for them as they have been chosen to lead this organization. I pray for every single person, no matter how insignificant they may feel, they are important to this effort as we draw like-minded people together to change the world, helping people financially, physically, and spiritually. God, thank you for this opportunity. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen, amen, amen. So those that actually want to stick on for this, we're actually I'm going to continue the recording for those who actually have questions, but you can go into the chat and actually put in the actual basically your questions in there. We for sake of time, we had some people that get on and they basically ask their questions. We'd like to be able to go in the chat. We're gonna be on for another 15 minutes if you've got questions, answers, but we always recommend get back together with the people that are obviously on your team, have them answer questions for you. But if you have a couple general questions from what we went over today, I know we had a couple different ones that people were answering in the chat there. Feel free to obviously chat in there as well. But again, thank you, Josh. Thank you, Chuck, for doing this. Thank you, Ken, for all the people that are working on this amazing team. We want to get a lot of other leaders involved with what we're doing. And again, congratulations to obviously the new managers, and we got new directors coming on, new senior directors. It's just amazing what's happening with the growth. Super excited for everybody. So yep. So with the chat, I don't know if anybody
Greg, sorry,
yeah.
Greg, do we want to, I don't know if you already stopped the recording on that. And if we want to,
Yep,
we can send that out.
there we go.